Hip Hop Weekly All Access. This is Brianna, and we're here live today with the one and only Soul For Real. How y'all doing?
Doing good. All good. We're doing good. What's going on?
Welcome to Hip Hop Weekly. Introduce yourselves individually.
What's up, Hip Hop Weekly? This is K to the Dizzle for Shizzle.
And I'm Chalk.
I'm Jace.
What up, Hip Hop? This is Bri.
And we are
Soul For Real.
Okay. Again, welcome to Hip Hop Weekly. You know, it's been a minute. What y'all been up to?
We've been grinding. What we been up to, fellas?
We've been up to a lot. We've been up to a lot. We got artists, we got label, we got singles, we got this, that, and the others. Help me out.
Absolutely. We're working on a Lifetime movie story that's coming out. Should be sometime this summer. It's called Truth.
But it's not on Lifetime.
No, it's not on Lifetime. It's not on Lifetime. But it's about our Lifetime.
Yeah, and we got a restaurant family business called Naomi's Caribbean Cuisine.
Please tell us something about that.
No, he said it good. That's the name of our restaurant. It's based in Atlanta, Georgia, right now. Of course, that's the first of many, because what we're doing with the Caribbean cuisine is basically kind of just commercializing it to the point where it's just as readily available as Mexican food, Chinese food, Italian food, so that you don't have to go into a lot of different sketchy areas to get the cuisine that we know so many people love. You know what I mean? We're first generation Trinidadian American, because our mother and father is from Trinidad. So
Okay.
I'm learning. This is a whole new venture for us. You know what I mean? So it's completely different. It has nothing to do with the music industry, but it's still business. So what we're learning though is that for us to have made it past that hump, you know what I mean? It's actually a major milestone and accomplishment, because in the restaurant industry, a lot of them fail within 12 months. First 12 months, here we are 24 months, and we're looking to expand. So we're just definitely blessed, grateful, thankful. All, you know what I mean? And it's something that I'm actually happy to do. You know what I mean? Just to kind of just bridge that gap for our. It's like our people's food never gets the right stigma that it's supposed to have, because people love the food.
So did you guys continue to make music while establishing the restaurant business? Was that your main focus over the music? Catch us up.
Right, yeah, it's funny because the restaurant thing honestly just happened, that was something that we promised our grandmother, but that was not our plan at all. During the hiatus, I think we all just been, working on ourselves, working on our family, a lot of times in this industry you have downtime, and I think that just even talking about that on the Breakfast Club, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but even talking about that when we were on the Breakfast Club, I don't think that we got a real clear depiction, or people really understood fully what we were saying, because it wasn't necessarily that we believed a certain thing, as far as certain comments that were made, and I'll let Chalk address that, but it was just like we were living life, you know what I mean? And to answer your question, being a casualty of an era, and that's what we were. It wasn't necessarily to say that we were saying that we were expounding on the fact that we felt that we were done wrong. It was just the fact that there are no groups right now. You think you look and there are no groups. You know what I mean? But what does that come? That just shows you that there's a transitioning period going on in the industry, and unfortunately, we were part of that. You understand? If we were solo artists or whatever back then, maybe we'd have, still had prosperous careers. But as far as the group aspect of it goes, we just had to do what we had to do to survive. And now we think that, the industry is opening up. Everybody's seeing they love the music, they love the group. Anybody else want to add to that?
Yeah, I was down by saying, just to address something he brought up, like when we did the Breakfast Club interview, something I said was misconstrued because more or less I think it was like a setup. The way they like lowered me into agreeing with something that I really didn't mean the way they projected it, and that was that when I was actually in Los Angeles, I think I was in San Diego, I think, when Hev died. And at the period, like the way it affected me instantly, I was remorsefully thinking like, oh man, I hope that part of his, this happening to him wasn't because of unfinished business that we had, stuff that we've been longing, us as who we are personally been longing to just reconnect with him and, continue the relationship that we thought we had with him. And the way they put it was like if I said, part of him dying, part of his death was karma for unfinished business with us. But that's not what I was saying. I was just, even though there is, like, it was my opinion, and I kind of just came out of nowhere with that expression. It had a little truth to it to me. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like I wasn't coming across with it in a way for it to be taken like, oh, we're saying, oh, we're bitter because, and we feel a way that Heavy D's demise was because of him doing something wrong to us. What happened? It's funny because me and my brother Bri was talking this morning, and it's really nothing we have for Hev but appreciation for him being for being part of who's responsible for helping us make the mark we made in the music industry, which is sometimes we look at it as bigger than us because we didn't get the run that a lot of groups did have as far as longevity with album sales and just putting albums out with the consistent push from the label and stuff like that. Our story is a lot different. Like, people remember we were just here and then we were gone. You know what I'm saying? But the mark still was made to where generations later people still are familiar with the music, and for that we're like really, really grateful. And we just like in the hiatus time, or the time that we haven't been seen, we've been like honing our craft. We never stop doing what we do, and with the addition of things like working on our life story and individual stuff that we always wanted to do and project from the group, you know what I mean? It's really what we've been consistently doing our best to keep doing,
Yeah, let me add a little bit onto that. It's just, well, I just want to say, first of all, with the thing we have, everybody knows that death is a part of life. So, everybody has their own opinions. And death, like I was just saying, death is a part of life, and you just got to take it as it comes. And as far as the hiatus, we've been doing our thing. Like, we have kids that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It's like they just picked up, I didn't think that my kids were going to be rappers. I didn't think Chalk's kid was going to start doing music, or Jace's kid, or Bride's kid. All of our kids do music. So, we've been working on our kids doing music.
Yeah, I'd say we also just been gearing up to gain the respect as businessmen. The businessmen we've become in this industry is what we've been doing.
Talk a little bit about the music. You guys said you still making music. Is there anything new that we can expect coming up from you guys, like new songs in the works?
Yeah, we as my brothers were saying before, that we're workhorses. I always go back to Hev, because in the beginning, that's what attracted him so dearly to us, the fact, our work ethic. So regardless of what, and during our downtime, we have only no choice but to get better, because everything is evolving. So yes, there is new music. It's only the time and the different avenues are going to tell us how people respond to it if it's a hit. Because so many people come out, oh yeah, we got new music and yeah, it's hot, and there's still nothing. So honestly, we just have got to hope that the magic, the elements that make magic magic are aligning with us right now. There's a void that needs to be filled. So it's the opportune time for us to take the mantle and be like, guess what? Here's what y'all need. Here's what y'all been missing. And we have music that fulfills that. But like I said, we'd only hope that in time is the proof of all things. Once that music comes out and people, receive it, that's going to be the determining factor of how much we've been perfected. Because I don't want to just say that we've been perfecting music. We've been perfecting life as fathers, as sons, as so many other, right, entrepreneurs. So that's the part that, of course, we're, exploiting and expounding on our music. That's what this is, Hip Hop Weekly. But, life as family and fathers and uncles is still hip hop, right? That's still part of stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, is it still the R&B vibe that we can expect?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, when it comes down to rap, I've always been, since I was 10 years old, Rakim was my favorite rapper. I used to study Rakim. After Rakim, I studied Nas, Biggie, the best of them. So rap is just natural to me. It's not something that's that I'm pursuing. Right now, it's just that I feel like it's just something that I want to do, and I'm just gonna put it out there. When I put it out there, I don't know where I'm gonna put it out there, but I'm gonna put it out there and just let the people judge. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's gonna have like 7 to 8 songs on it.
What about anybody else? Because you guys were compared to the Jacksons back in the day, and each person kind of like branched out on their own, creating their own individual projects.
I'll be the judge. Never tried to do anything.
I mean, it was relevant, the comparison to the Jacksons when it comes to us, because of just the fact that we are biological brothers. We grew up together. Yeah, but the difference is like the way, and where we come from, like on a spiritual note, it kind of more or less doesn't allow for us to falter to a lot of things that, as far as separation with, the way the world knows the Jacksons and stuff. And it might seem cliche because it's not just the Jacksons as far as groups that separate and stuff like that. So naturally, especially not being seen, like we fall under the line of like people wondering if we split up or something, to that nature, especially if they see one of us, putting out things as though as if they're, but we, like my brother Jace just said, we've always supported each other in whatever we do. It's just like right now is the time that we're going to start to show that. And you know what I mean?
Let me add to what everybody is saying. And it's funny because we're having the same discussion. We've been talking a lot of late, but to give you and everybody else a clearer understanding, because it's easily misconstrued with social media and soul and just the word solo added to it. But the closer, I guess, correlation to it is Wu-Tang Clan. You understand? So you had we're basically showing, like Jay said, when we met Hev, that was what we were on. It was like, we're going to be the R&B Wu-Tang. You understand? So, you're going to be the Wu-Tang Clan of R&B. At the end of the day, we're brothers. Exactly. We're brothers. Happy and we're colored. Give me a hug. So, but really just, I wanted to give you a clear depiction of, the solo thing. It's not really, I'm leaving you guys. No. It's like, when family just goes off and they say, hey, I'm going to do my thing. But he already knows we're still family. And no matter what, when we do a family affair, it's going to be that much respected and received. So don't want people to think like, oh, we're going all over the place with it. We're very talented, and we want to be able to share that with the world and let everybody know that individually and collectively, we're soul for real. You understand?
Got you. Let's get into this documentary that you guys are, coming up with. It's a depiction of your life, your story. Talk a little bit about that.
It's gonna be the truth. In fact,
It's our story and our view from our life experience. Period.
Is it a documentary?
No.
What is it? It's a movie. Okay.
I can always add that, there's definitely giving you a completely different dynamic to a story of music. You understand? Because it's giving you the backdrop of our life. Growing up as the family, very strict West Indian parents. My mother was not that.
don't give it too much.
Just giving you the backdrop of what life was like before we became Soul for Real, during the fact that we had our success, and then showing you life after. You understand? And then just basically showing you the way, because a lot of these other stories, they just show you it starts off as the group, or their success, and then tells you a little bit. No, we're going to give you a little backdrop of our family and why we move the way we move, and why we're accepting to be, I guess the poster child for the underdogs. I'll say that. You know what I mean? Because right now we've been legends that are known for this great music, but we've been
Nowhere.
Right. Nobody really can put that face to it. So it's like, that it's definitely a lot. The story is bubbling with, anybody that knows of Soul for Real would be interested in the story. And it's because we were here just as quick as we were here, is as quick as we were gone. And it's not because of, the lack of good music. There's obviously something political.
The lack of unity. It's the lack of the truth, honestly, that people do not know, which is going to be,
right.
With this. You're going to see the truth.
You got a real in-depth of everything, of all different dynamics and facets of, the industry and our personal life.
I understand. Nice. Well, I'm definitely going to be tuned in,
Thank you.
When it comes out. We're still kind of at the top of the year. Let us know what we can expect going forward, any up-and-coming shows or tours, and also leave your social media handles and how you can be reached.
Well, shows, I got Absolute Madness. I'm doing radio, highly unique. Tune in. Everybody download the app. You could DM me, anybody that wants to get their record broken, at AMWSFR. And the name of my of our podcast / radio show is Absolute Madness with Soul for Real, hosted by myself, my brothers, when they drop in, and Jeff Rodalla. Shout out to Chic Chick. Chalk, what you got?
Yeah, basically, same thing. You guys can look, what you guys can look forward to is we're about to release a couple of singles featuring our up and coming talent, which is an extension of ourselves. My niece and her better half, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we just got a lot of stuff in the works that y'all got to look out for. I mean, it's like crop season for us right now. Yeah.
We got Brownie.
Kid Rocket.
Yeah, shout out Kid Rocket, shout out Young Brownie, shout out Young Sour Pack. Shout out to all our artists. Shout out to Champlain Leagues. We got a lot that's coming of what you can expect. There's so much I can't really talk to you and about it all in one, but you can expect the music will be fire, the visuals will be fire. It's just all a mixture of where we're from to what's going on now, and etc.
Right. Of course, lastly, the newest, I can tell you this, and this is like a real sneak peek of what our new music would be about. Is we're grown. and a lot of people have known Soul for Real for being this bubblegum, teeny, papa, type music. So now we're giving you, some really, really, grown and sexy music. Still, right. Still something, right. Still feel good music, but still some baby making music as well, because y'all didn't get that from us. You understand? We talk about liquor and we talk about women. You know what that's going to produce. You understand?
That single carry on.
Right.
It's gonna be nuts.
But if you guys definitely love Soul for Real, you can follow us on at therealsoulforreal.com. We're on Twitter. It's soulforreal1. And, of course, MySpace. Facebook. Yeah, right. It's so funny. I said MySpace, but it's funny. It goes to show I'm still getting acclimated back to being home. You know what I mean? Because when I went to prison, that's what it was. It was MySpace. You know what I'm saying? I came home 4 years later and came home and it was like,
Gone.
MySpace, what? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, our Facebook is, of course, The Soul for Real. And that's it. You can go and all of our social media is through just soulforreal.com. You know what I'm saying? So that's our website, and there's links to everything. Our Spotify, our iTunes, everything that you want, all of your Soul for Real fix, you go to soulforreal.com.
My love, do you ever dream of candy golden raindrops? You're the same, my candy rain.
Yo, what's up? You tuned into Hip Hop Weekly.
Shout out to Hip Hop Weekly.
Peace, peace, peace.